Hello, welcome back to Chapter 2. We are going to talk about career planning as well as how to finance your education. In this chapter, you're going to learn about the career decision process. You have an opportunity to explore your own values, interests, as well as some fun testing about your personality. And you'll do a project that will help you find out career opportunities. So how do you find your values and interests? In the textbook, it provides an exercise that you can try out on your own. The exercise includes a list of personal values, and you can print it out and cut them into cards. And the goal of the exercise is to sort the card into piles so that you can identify the top 5 to 10 values that are very important to you. Here's some of the values that some psychologists have identified. You can make your own, add your own value to it. The idea is to help you think outside the box about what is important to you. This can be a fun exercise to do with your friends. Other ways that you can use to find your values include taking different classes. Now that you're in college, you have a lot of elective classes, and those are a great opportunity to learn things outside of your chosen major. For those of you who have already chosen a major. For those of you who have not chosen a major, that is also a great way to find out what may interest you. Join student clubs. You don't have to be in a particular major or profession to join the clubs. Student clubs at Sam State are open to all students. Attend workshops that is put out by the clubs or by different departments. You can also ask to shadow a professional. Shadowing means you go and be with someone at their job for a day or 2 days. You can get to have a first row seat to see how the job really is and what people do on a real day-to-day basis. Think about your past, your own past personal experience. They are valuable. What do you enjoy doing? What are some of your favorite subjects in school? What jobs did you have in the past that you like? For example, if you enjoy working with children or you don't enjoy working with children. So both positive and negative experiences are valuable information. Most important is to keep an open mind. There are a lot of personality or career quizzes out there. They are good fun exercise to go through, and they may also help you think of things that you have not thought of on your own. But do not rule out a career simply because of a quiz that you took online. So when you're ready to research career, let's take a look at some more resources. Most of your school have a career center, and they're a great place to start. Another very useful resource is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The Bureau of Labor Statistics collect a lot of data about jobs and also about different careers. Each year they put out an Occupational Outlook Handbook, and you can get that on their website. So in the handbook, they collect things according to each job. So they have a job title or occupation. They also tell you what type of education is necessary for that particular job, along with any special licenses or certifications that you need to obtain. Work experiences, some entry-level jobs does not require experience, but a managerial job typically will require 3 to 5 years of experiences. Some jobs also requires you to continue further education. So this is very common for teachers, nurses, any fields that have a lot of significant changes in the field. Financial planner is one, accountants as well. In addition to the on-the-book specification, the handbook also have some brief description about work environment and hours. So does this job require overnight shift? Does it require working on weekends? Do you have to work indoor or outdoor? A lot of traveling required. It also tells you how to become one, and most importantly, perhaps, is the job outlook. how many jobs do they forecast will be created in the future for this particular field. Obviously, forecasting the future is not easy, but it is useful to know, have some background for a chosen field. Money is not the most important thing, but it is important. So they also provide salary, not just overall average in the United States. They also report the range in your specific geographic area. Now let's take a look at the BLS website. As you all well know, that website arrangement may change over time. You can always use the search function. You can type the Occupational Handbook in the search bar, or you can go to Publication and click on Occupational Outlook Handbook. This website has several filter options. You can select an occupation by pay. So, for example, what pay range you're looking for, or education level, or number of new jobs that is being projected in the coming years, as well as the growth rate. By scrolling down, you can actually look at occupations that have been pre-filtered. For example, these are the highest paying job, fastest growing job by percentages, and the most new job, this is the number of jobs. And let's click on that and take a look. So this is an ordering of the most new job so the largest number of jobs projected for 2023 through 2033 are home health aides. They're projected to have 820,500 jobs to be available or to be created as new jobs. So this does not include people retiring or people quitting the job. These are new jobs that are being created. So home health aide is the largest category of jobs. And they also included the median pay. Median means that half the people working the job will make less money than this number, and half the people will make more. So for home health aide, half the people working as home health aide will make less than $34,900, and half the people will make more than $34,900. Home health aides outnumber any other occupations that may not be your chosen career. If you scroll down, the next largest number of new jobs being created are expected to be software developers, following cooks, restaurants. A lot of these are service type jobs, and you may have heard that in the news that a lot of new jobs being created are service jobs. So that include home health aide, cooks in restaurants, fast food workers, and so forth. Registered nurses, warehouse workers, managers in medical facilities, financial managers, and you can scroll down, accountants, counselors, electricians. So these are the 20 occupations with the highest projected number of new jobs being created. Very important to keep in mind, pay is not everything, but you do need to take that into consideration as you choose a career. For example, if you want to be a fast food worker and you see that the median, again, remember, half the people in that occupation will make less than $30,500 per year. Is that a livable wage where you are living? Another way that you may want to rule career opportunities is that you may not want to join a career that is declining. So back to this, the home page, you can choose declining in terms of number of new jobs and also declining in terms of growth rate. So you may want to take a second look at this type of job. So even if you may have a strong interest in some of these jobs, such as being a butcher, for example, you may want to take a second look. Now let's go down and choose one of these careers. This is not a recommendation, it's just an example of what information you can find on the BLS website. So let's pick registered nurses. The first page is a summary page. It tells you the median pay. Again, we saw that. the number of jobs in 2023. So this is not a projection, but this is an actual number. So there are 3.3 million nurses in the United States. That's a very large number. They expect it to grow at 6% per year, which is faster than the average. And they are projecting 197,000 new jobs being created. So again, this is in addition to turnovers. So you have 3.3 million people. Some of them may be retiring, and those are turnover. And in addition to that, new jobs are expected to be created. Each of these tabs, some of these are relatively self-explanatory, like what do they do, and also the work environment. So it tells you that a lot of nurses work at hospitals. They may work for the government. They may work for a nursing home, school nurses, and so forth. They talk about the work schedule. We already talked about that. Nurses have to work in shifts and around the clock. That means there will be nights, weekends, and holidays. It tells you how you become one, and there are different licenses and certification requirements. And then also about pay. So here, this is useful to read this through. Again, we already talked about median wages, but it's important to also set your expectation of what you can expect from the highest on the lowest end. So the lowest 10% earn less than $66,000, and the highest 10% earn more than $130,000. It also tells you what the median wage is in different settings. In governments, they get the highest pay. Hospitals is the second, and then nursing home and school will be paid the lowest. You can also drill down to more specific state and area data. Under this salary information tool, you can search for wages by zip code. You need to type in the occupation. The one that we're looking at was registered nurses. And location, we'll use 01970, which is the zip code for Salem, Massachusetts. So you scroll down, you'll see red is the area and blue is the overall United States. So Massachusetts tend to have a higher pay than the rest of the country. And this is the top 10%, the median, and the low 10%. In some occupation, the variation for location can be significant. Let's take a look at some place that's pretty close by, just in Springfield, Massachusetts. You see that in Springfield, Massachusetts, the pay on average is less than the national. So again, here is the red for Springfield, Massachusetts. Let's look at another region. 36502 is the Southwest Alabama, and you'll notice that the wages for registered nurses in that area is significantly less than the national average. So when you're using this research tool, it's important to, if you're concerned about how much you'll get paid, it's important to pay attention to the local variations. In addition to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, use your own network, your friends, family, school classmates, alumni. A lot of times we will have alumni event that we bring former students back to the school either as guest lecturers, and we have a very strong alumni network here at Salem State. And your professors too. We are your resource and we are here to help you. Join student clubs, which I said that many times. Student clubs is a great way to not just make friends, but get to know more about others, connect with others. Some students clubs actually have very career-oriented events. I know of the Accounting Student Association. They have field trips to visit accounting firms. The Finance Student Association has field trips to go to Wall Street to see where the professionals work in real life. There are also the career services have career fairs and regular events to help students get ready for the job market. So make sure that you mark your calendar and attend those events. Do not wait until you are ready to look for a job. Start early so you are familiar with the process, get to know the resources. A lot of professional organizations also have student chapters. So I mentioned about the Accounting Student Association. The AAA, the American Accounting Association, has student chapters, as well as the Chartered Financial Analyst and the Certified Financial Planner. Those associations also have student chapters. So those are great opportunity to connect with professionals, and then they will become part of your network. The last option is to request an informational interview. This actually will be one of your assignments. So let's take a look further on how do you conduct an informational interview. First, an informational interview, even though it has the word interview in it, is more of an informal conversation. It's a conversation talking about connecting with another person and asking questions. This is not a job interview. And you do not want to be asking for a job when you go on an international informational interview. But you do want to be prepared. So again, if you haven't read the textbook for Chapter 2, at the beginning of every video, I remind students to read the textbook first. The textbook have a lot of resources on how to conduct an informational interview. So be prepared. Keep the interview short. You want it to be no more than 15 minutes, ideally. Definitely no more than 30 minutes. Remember, you're asking people for valuable time. You should develop a short elevator speech about yourself, just 30 seconds to a minute, telling them who you are. And you want to write down 5 to 10 open-ended questions to ask them. In the textbook, I listed over 30 questions that you can choose from. And you, of course, you can write your own question. What is important for you? What do you want to learn? So how do you get an informational interview? So this is the ask. How do you get it? You contact the person first by email or phone. Ideally, you'll have a connection so you can explain to them how you find them. Whether you are connected through the alumni network, or you have a friend that works there, or you find them on LinkedIn, and you are interested in what they do. Emphasize that you're looking for information about the field and not looking for a job. This is very important. And then tell them that you're just looking for 15 minutes to 30 minutes of their time. And ask for a time that is convenient for them. This is very important. Go back to being very prepared. You may say, well, why would someone say yes? The answer is a lot of people are interested in helping others. And also, most people love to talk about their job. So you may get a yes answer more often than you think. But you want to be prepared before you go to do the ask. Because if the other person said, well, now is a good time. I have 15 minutes. I can talk to you. So you want to have your questions ready. You want to have your own self-introduction ready if you are making the ask on the phone. So during the interview, have your questions with you. Print them out so that you don't have to memorize them. Take notes when the other person will expect you to take notes because you're trying to learn more about their job. Very important, the other person is doing you a favor, so respect their time and do not go past 15 minutes or 30 minutes or however long the time that the two of you had agreed to. So start your interview on time and end your interview on time. Very important. Follow up with a thank you note or a thank you email. Choosing the right career obviously has a significant impact on your personal life as well as your financial future. Keep in mind that what you like today may change rapidly over time. When you choose a career, you want to take into account your personal values as well as your interests and balance that with financial consideration. There are a lot of technological breakthrough and career and what they look like will likely change rapidly over time. The most important thing is to stay curious and keep a passion in continuous learning. What is relevant today may very well not be relevant tomorrow. But the important parts of intellectual curiosity, critical thinking skills, and analytical skills, those are the human values that cannot be replaced. We'll end the lecture here. In the next video, we're going to go over how to finance your education. So we'll focus on student loans. See you soon.